All right. I'll put a hat on. I didn't shave my head. I'm very I'm very vain. But that song was written about me. I need to also charge my watch and my phone. Jumped in a little early because I figured, I'm gonna get a jump in here and I'm gonna get some writing in before everybody piles in. That's the way to do things. Also got some cookies later. Just made a fresh cup of coffee. Also lemon. I have lemonade also. So, and the cat's gonna sit in here and sneeze on and off all day. Top of the morning to you. How's it going? Really, if I can write like 600 words today, I would be more than happy. So, just got to get something in. Finding arbitrary reasons not to write, like getting caught up on a hairstyle. I've been doing that for like a week. Like I'm like, not that the hairstyle thing. I already have a great hairstyle. About like, let me find something else to do. There's Charlie. What's up, Charlie? How's it going? It's going. I got a late. Actually, I got a very early start, but then a late actual start. My wife and her cousin went to see their aunt for lunch today. So my wife was her cousin didn't show up until 10 o'clock, and then they chatted for a little bit and then left. And I was like, I need everybody to leave my house. I need to get some work done. Come on, let's go. And then they finally left. Yeah, so my literal goal here is just to like 600 pages. I don't think that's asking too much. Calm down back there. Trying to work. Not feeling all that great either. I just had the last of the Chinese food, the lo mein. Now I'm like, I feel gross. I think I ate too much. Are you working on the Mammoth book or Southern Gothic Noir book? The Southern Gothic Noir book. I need to finish the stupid Mammoth book. I got my royalties for the last quarter from them, and it is brutal. Brutal the money they sent me. I'm like, what are we doing at this point? Are we selling these books? What are we doing with these books? Doesn't seem like they're being sold and money is being handed over for them. Are you happy with how it's turning out? Okay, so I like the story. I like the idea. I just I'm 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 forcing it, which probably, when I do that, then that's probably like the best stories I ever wrote when I feel like it's garbage. I don't really feel like it's garbage. I just don't feel like I'm giving 100% to the book. I'm just kind of, oh yeah, this should happen next. Oh, let's throw this one in. Oh, let's get one. So I guess technically I should probably pull it up, right? In case I get the feels for it. And I'm like, you know what? The last time I wrote on it was March 26th. Now the Southern Gothic noir that I'm writing, I'm happy with it so far. I'm enjoying where this is going. At least once the first draft is done, you can edit the hell out of it. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. I do on these books, I do one draft, send it to them, and then their editor rips the crap out of it, and then I do their rewrite there. I don't even go through this the second time. That's just being honest. They do a no matter who they give me for editor, they do a pretty good edit on it. And it's usually not, oh, change this or change that. It's usually typos. It's usually, what did you mean by this? Or this character is acting a little weird, kind of thing. So never anything too much. And I'm just like, I don't even have beta readers reading these books, all 12 of them. So first draft is, then I get like one more draft once the edit comes back, and I'm happy with it. Because again, this is more pulp fiction, fun, monsters killing monsters. There's Professor Lutzker. What's going on today? Get a little warm out there. I feel like it's never going to be cold again, and it's just always going to be in the 70s or 80s, and then I'll never be able to open the windows ever again. Does your publisher have an editor, or do you pay for editing? No, publisher pays for the editing. They have several publishers that I think are pretty editors that I think are pretty good. I've never worked with one with them that did not make the book better. Do you think you'll do a good bit of editing on the Southern Gothic book before sending to? Oh yeah. Once I finish that first draft, I'm going to run through it again, first on my own, line by line. Then I will give it to beta readers, and I'll probably do 7 or 8 on this one. And then I will send it to my editor, and I will have her do an edit on it. Then I will send it to an agent. Because I want it to be as perfect as humanly possible. Because I'm about 1,700 words from this officially being a novel. Wow. It snowed last night here. Wow. Sorry to hear that. It's okay. We need the moisture. Wow. I read yesterday, and one night I read Avonwood Exodus. I'll be doing a video review of it later, Chad. And that's all I'm going to say. Looking forward to it. Yep, that will be this afternoon. Once I'm out of here. No, don't do me like that. Give me something. All right, I'll give you one thing. Seriously, you had a blow up doll, sex doll in like the second or third chapter of this book? That's all I'm giving you. I don't want to start thinking about because I don't take notes or anything. I just kind of shoot off the top. So I don't want to start talking and then give all the good stuff here. That's why I said blow up and then I said sex doll. Don't get all worked up because you have a sex doll and she's not a blow up. That sounds like a you problem. I'm sure you did crazy research on it too. You're like, said to your wife, listen, I got to buy 5 of these. How else am I going to make this realistic? Now, everyone here thinks I wrote some disgusting book about sex dolls. Well, I'm going to be, all right, so I'm just going to tell you this. When I got to that part, and I'm like, oh, this creepy dude has a sex doll. Oh, this is going to be awful. This is not the Chadletsky that I like. But no, there's nothing crazy in it at all. Luckily, you didn't write a Frank Edler book where he would have had crazy, weird things done with the sex doll. So nothing to fear. I was reading. I was like, all right, let me see if Lorraine would be able to read this. And I was like, all right, she should be all right. Anyway, I'll do a review later this afternoon. Probably right when I get off of this. When he says, I can only see blow up dolls in a comedic light, like frat boys throwing them around at a party or something. You should have seen the first draft. What you read was staying way down. I hope so. I will. Spoiler alert. I liked it. How much did I like it? You'll see when I do the review. It's not a 1-star. How's that? Does that help? Ooh. Trey says she did a video on Keith's Edgar Allan Poe book. When I saw it, I just watched it before I got on. It was very good. Would have been better if she was out there at midnight with like ghosts and owls flying around and stuff, or maybe a raven. Just says, there we go. That's what I was looking for, whether you liked it or not. Trey says, or a mustache. Yeah, no mustache. Yeah, scary mustache. I don't know. To me, that was just I don't know. It was weird. Whatever with a mustache. Seemed odd. Because there was that period in the '90s where when I was between divorces, and it seemed like a lot of women were not shaving their armpits, or they had a giant bush, and they were not shaving like any facial hair, not plucking anything. It's like giant caterpillar unibrows and stuff. I'm like, this is insane. Right now we are at 3,594. So 406 hours. I added another 42 hours yesterday. You people added another 42 hours yesterday. So we should hit it by the around the 10th. Charlie says, I'm pro bush, but I can't deal with armpit or leg hair or even a lot of arm hair. Yeah, I don't mind a good bush. I like a good or just completely nothing down there. I don't like the landing strip one. I don't know why that one just kind of bothers me. But yeah, armpit hair on women is gross. And I'm sorry if you're watching this and you have armpit hair, but I am not a fan of it. I had a date with a woman years ago, again in the '90s, and she definitely had like longer mustache hairs than I did, and she had like three or four of them that were just very long. And I'm like, you didn't see that in the mirror. This is our first date, our first and last date. You didn't catch that. Chess says, I'm okay with bush, the smaller the better, but hair anywhere else is a complete deal breaker. Yeah, there's Keith. Speaking of hair everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm also very weirdly old school about tattoos as well, though. Like, I don't have any tattoos, which is crazy because my son does tattoos. But I don't have any tattoos. My wife has no tattoos. Um, my ex-wives both had tattoos. The girl I was with for 6 years also tattoos. I don't like this is this is tattoos. I don't mind as a and this is again this is me and maybe I'm wrong. I don't mind if a female if you have tattoos on your boob, you have tattoos on the your back your shoulder, or if you have a tramp stamp, or you got something above your bush, or on your ankle, a small one on your ankle. Those are all fine. When we're getting into women with full sleeves and giant tattoos on, like, a little heart or something, but giant tattoos all over everywhere. Your legs are covered in tattoos, neck tattoos. I hate men or women. Tattoos. My son has his dog's name tattooed over his eyebrow. I'm like, why would you do that? So those are all the things that's for me. Now that again, what show is this? Armand's opinion. That's my opinion. Runaway he says, mine only grows when I get lazy, but it's uncomfortable. Some grow it out as a statement. Yeah, that I don't like. Listen, if you're, hey, I'm not going anywhere for 3, 4 days, but I'm working from home or I'm off. My husband doesn't mind. I have no problem. You want to grow your hair out. Don't go out and wear like a peasant dress with all your hairs sticking out everywhere, or you got a giant bush down there and you're walking around in a bikini and it's all hairs everywhere. Keith says, "Ouch." Sorry, Keith. Sorry for right when we got in here with you. I'm also married and my husband doesn't care too much. I also have 6 tattoos. Different strokes. Exactly. Listen, I'm not going to say, hey, I've never dated or I've never had sex with a woman who has a full sleeve of tattoos or something. I just don't. It's not a preference for me at 56 years old. I didn't grow up where everybody had tattoos. You know, I grew up where dudes had tattoos, one or two tattoos. Not a lot of women had tattoos. And then they had like I said, what I call the feminine places, you know, tramp stamp, target on your back kind of thing. I got no problem with any of that. It's when you're starting to do full legs, full arms, neck tattoos, tattoos on your face, all those, they just start bothering me. Tries to have one tattoo, and my wife has a couple. I used to really like them on women, but as I've gotten older, more than a couple are big turnoffs for me. Yeah. What is your tramp stamp, Charlie? What do you have? Tribal tramp stamp? Chad says, dude, I'm not a fan of tattoos either. I mean, I have like 10, but they're too trendy anymore. Yeah. Keith says, it's Tuesday. Opinionated Tuesday. Trey says, face, neck, and hand tattoos are way too much. Yeah. And my son, face, neck, and hand tattoos. I mean, he's got tattoos all over. But now, of course, he's 30, and now like one arm is just black because the tattoos that he got on that arm are just dumb. And so he had it all just blacked. And I'm like, that he wasted so much money on that, so much time on that. Just dumb. Trace is close. I have a tribal tattoo on my upper arm. I got when I was 18. Chad, do you have a tribal tattoo? Renato Heaton says, I think the only time I see face tattoos is acceptable if it's a tattoo artist or a musician. They're called job killers for a reason. Yeah. Chad says, my oldest boy has hand and neck tattoos, even though they are misfits and minor threat ones. I don't agree with the placement. Please, God, don't let him get a face tattoo. Yeah. Like I said, my son has one of his dog's names above his eyebrow. I'm like, why would you do that? No tribal tattoos, too trendy. Hear that, Charlie? I remember, and again, I haven't had a job in 15 years, but when I worked for Dollar General, if you had any tattoos showing, you had to put a band-aid on it, or you had to wear long sleeves. And if you had any neck tattoos or anything, and I think I've told this story. I had a dude come in for an interview, qualified, young guy. He had a horse tattoo on either side onto his cheek, the horse on both sides, and wrapped around his neck, the mane of the horse in the back. And I mean, it looked awesome as a horse. I mean, whoever did that, but it was like to here, like his whole face, cheek, and everything was just a horse, either side of the horse. And I'm like, I gotta be honest, dude, I can't hire you. I can't hire you like that. He's like, I know, I can't find a job. I'm like, well, it's, whatever, it's 2009. You're not going to find a job like that. Of course, then I go to Dunkin' the other morning, and there's the girl in the drive-thru she had a very long neck, and she had a sun on her neck, and then it was radiating out onto her cheeks and onto, I'm guessing, lower. And I'm like, yeah, like I wouldn't hire you because that giant friggin' tattoo on your neck. You can't. We're gonna wear a turtleneck. We live in Florida. Chad says, be right back talking to my son. All right, we'll all wait. We'll wait. Charlie says, also a short sleeve t-shirt hides it, which is fine. Keith says, I have a tattoo on each upper bicep. Are they just guns? They're probably just guns, right? Probably AK-47s. I've seen you. You're super built. Runaway Heaton says, I had to wear a compression sleeve at Wendy's to cover my forearms. I was in the back the whole time. My oldest has the black flag bars on the back of his neck. At least he's got some cool tattoos. By the way, Chad, I know who Black Flag is. I don't know. It's just like I don't think. Here's several reasons I never got tattoos. Uh, Needles freak me out. Blood freaks me out. And I'm like, what can I get on my body that is permanent? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I get that 40 years, 50 years from now that it's going to go, oh, that's really cool. And oh, that was a time or blah blah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get like, Iron Maiden, the Number of the Beast album cover on my back. Like, I don't know. What are you supposed to be writing to? How dare you, Keith, calling me out like that? QR code to your Amazon page, right up on your ass, right? And every time I get up and you see the crack of my ass, you see the QR code. And then I just wait, and then Keith can scan it. I'm supposed to be writing my Southern Gothic noir thriller. And again, I kind of wrote a few words. I just want to get a page done on this, and I'll be happy. And Eddie tramp stamp, right? That right? And Eddie pointing down tramp stamp. Chad says, peace of mind would make a much better back piece. That, you know what? I'm glad I didn't get it. Number of the Beast, like, because that was my first, Killers would be really good. Berto Heen says, most of mine were gotten when I was in my early 20s. I regret 2 of them, and one of them is very black and hard to cover and visible. See, that's the problem. Like, the problem is, it's almost like everybody has tattoos now, and like, when you're all 80 years old, what are they going to look like? They're looking like those old Navy guys you see with the bleached out, pale, colorless tattoos. I don't know. Most of it, 90% of me not having tattoos is because of needles and blood. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you could go, hey, they have this new thing where you just put it on and you get a tattoo. I'm like, yeah, give me some tattoos. I don't care. Runaway Heathen says, I got my first when I was 17 in my friend's kitchen. Wow. Chad says, Danzig has a tribal tramp stamp. Poor guy must have gotten it like super early on before it was a girl only thing. Yeah. He said, hurts so good. So yeah. I told the story about my son did the one, I'm not my brother's keeper. Did you hear that? You all heard that one, right? That story. And also he did one that the girl, I'm gonna see how if I can say this properly. She got a tattoo on her butt cheek, pointing at her butthole, and the tattoo said, put it here when I'm drunk. And her boyfriend, her boyfriend paid for the tattoo. Yeah. I'm like, wow. I'll tell the other story. I'll tell the other story. If you've heard it already, close your ears. Yeah, she was real classy, he said. So my brother guy comes in, he wants a tattoo. He says, here it is. And the letters are in Arabic. And my son says, I don't know what this says. And he says, it says, I'm not my brother's keeper in Arabic. So my son says, okay, I could sketch it out, do the tattoo, but you have to make sure that it's correct. That's not on me because I don't draw these letters. So, okay. So he does the tattoo, and the guy comes in a few days later and he's pissed. Not at my son, but he's pissed. And my son's like, what's the matter? He says, I go home and And I show it to my mother, and she laughs at me. And my son's like, why? And he said, because the tattoo says, I'm not my brother's keeper in Arabic. He went on Google and how do you say in Arabic, how do you say I'm not my brother's keeper in Arabic? And it translated even in Arabic, the last words. So the tattoo literally says, I'm not my brother's keeper in Arabic. And my son's like, I don't know, I can do like a black box over the last couple words. I don't know what you want me, I'm not fixing it for free though. That's on you. The guy was like, no, I'm good. And my son's like, that's a good story. That's a good story to tell. So he told me that story, and I wrote a short story, which I think sold a couple years ago. Chet says, if I saw that tattoo, I don't care how hot she was, I'd zip up immediately and wouldn't put it anywhere. Runaway Heathen says, love seeing videos of Chinese people translating. Yeah, there's this that Chinese girl, and she just like blah, 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 gibberish. She got like a million videos like that. Those are pretty good. Every year, my son's like, "Oh, for your birthday, for Shelly's birthday, oh, I'm gonna get you guys tattoos," and I'm like, "No." He's like, "I'm gonna get your name. I'm gonna tattoo your name on me." I'm like, "No." My daughter had a tattoo of the birth date and when my dad passed away on her arm. But when she did in Roman numerals, and my son did the tattoo for her, and the Roman numerals are wrong. Instead of it saying 1949, it says 1969. I'm like, that's the year I was born, not the year your grandfather was born. Like, that's you. Keith says, I like pimple popping. Keith, please no. Come on. No, don't do that. Runaway Heathen says, names are a no-go. Parents, lovers, even kids, you'd never know. My second ex-wife, she had very sizable boobs. And she had gotten a tattoo when she was like 16 or 17, and she was engaged to some guy named Pat. So she had Pat real big on her boob. And then she cheated on him with another guy, and then she ended up having 2 kids with him. So she changed the tattoo to say brat. But you can tell it was like the add-in of changing the P to a B and then the tiny little R on there. Trey said, our girlfriend surprised me by getting a tramp stamp with my name on it. We broke up like a month later. Yeah. And now every dude back there is like, what the hell is Walls of Terror? Keith says, sorry, I thought we were opening up and bonding. I feel like every day I apologize to you, Keith. You know what? That's my bad. We are opening up and bonding. And that girl with the put it here thing tattoo, I'm like, I can see you're like going to be like 90 years old in a nursing home, and some nurse has to, wipe your butt, and everybody's like, what the hell does this thing say? Runaway Heathens. I had an ex with his ex's name carved into his chest. We didn't stay together long. That's putting somebody's name on you is just a crazy commitment. I remember the girl I was with for like 6 years before Shelly, one night she was like, I would love to for me to be your first tattoo. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like my name, like just, somewhere, you don't have to put it where like everyone can see it, but like it would be. And I was like, no, I'm thinking, I'm not getting, I'm like, I don't even really like you that much. And I'm going to get a tattoo of your name on my body? No way. And then have to explain it to every other woman I sleep with. And I'm sleeping with thousands, hundreds of thousands of women at this point. It said Charlie's girl with a weird heart below. That's good. Like you want to know what's going on with her, right? Did she find another Charlie? What happened? Chez says, one of my avid readers got a Lutsky tattoo. It's a book with my name on the spine. That's interesting. That's weird. I remember when Alex from Iowa went to the first telethon and he got like Brian Keene to sign his arm and magic marker and a couple other people. I can't remember who else. Frank would know. And then he got them made into tattoos. And I'm like, nobody knows who these people are. He says Charlie's girl could be explained as she wanted to be a Charlie's Angel. Right? Oh, she got to be like, oh, what's your tattoo mean? It should be like, oh, okay, Charlie's Angels. We only dated like 6 months. Lester heard she was in prison. Nice. You also know how to pick them. Oh no, a Keen signature tattoo. I want to say Urban Sick was the other one he got. He got like 2 or 3 at that telethon. I can't remember who the other ones are, but he got them signed. I mean, he got them into tattoos. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. You know what? I don't want my signature on your body. I'm gonna eat some cookies, some delicious Linden's chocolate chips. But you know what, Keith? I get 3 of them. There's 3 in here, so 3 cookies to eat. Jen says, when I was 17, I got my girlfriend's name tattooed on my wrist. I ended up covering it with black flag bars. Is that what your son did too? My son's got Yu-Gi-Oh tattoos and Pokemon tattoos and all kinds of dumb stuff like that. Like, I hope you like this. I hope you like the cartoon garbage for the rest of your life, which, I mean, so far he does. If you're ever going to do a name, you do it in a ribbon or something else. You can just color it in if it goes wrong. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. If you're doing it that way because you know if it goes wrong, you can cover it up, you know it's going to go wrong. There's no way that's gonna last. Rankin says, I'll admit my cringiest tattoo is Ich tu der. Well, it's a Rammstein song. Du hast. It translates to I will hurt you. Right up my forearm. I own it, but it's kind of funny because I am not threatening. You can when you want to be. You just load that up, that forearm, and you clothesline somebody. Good song, though. Yeah, you know what? It's got a good beat. I can dance to it. All right, all right. We got people on. Let's see what we're doing. Thank everybody for watching videos. Keith, you saw Lorraine's video of your book from several hours ago in the graveyard, the cemetery. I mean, I don't want to be buried in that pet cemetery. Chad says, dude, you're almost at 17K already. What is happening here? Keith says, I did. I know. I all of a sudden when I hit 10,000, then I hit then I went to 10,007, then 11,005. So right there's like 800. Then I went to 12,700. So it was like 1,200. And then 14,5. And then 16,3. And whatever I have currently, that was 16,287 subscribers at 7 o'clock this morning when I got up. Insane. My goal is like, hey, if I can get 15 by the time I get monetized, I'm gonna break 20. Were you just a couple thousand a couple months ago? Yeah. I was getting like 30 and 40 subscribers a day. Then I started hitting 100 maybe a month ago. And it just keeps growing. Yeah. Exploding onto the scene. We just need some of those people in the chat now. More people to laugh at my is it even legal in Jersey jokes. We need some people from New York to get mad and go like, right? That's insane. Congrats. Thank you, Charlie. It is. It's a lot of fun. I thought I'd read where YouTube changed the way it lists shorts or something, so maybe the algorithm changed or focused better. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't care. As long as it keeps going. I think the videos that my Wednesday, Sunday videos really started hitting. Like that, how I motivate myself to write every day from a week ago, from last Wednesday, 16,225 views. So, I mean, the hobby versus career one is over 9,000. The how I deal with writer's block from Sunday is at almost 3,700 views. So, I'm getting pushed, which is nice, and I'm getting them out there. So, I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to gauge how long it's going to take them to monetize me once I get to there. Because I should get it by the 10th. But if it takes a week, if it takes to the 17th, I won't even be home. But I'll have my laptop with me. Can you tell if they're watching the video in its entirety? So I can click on a specific video and I can see the like. Let's look at that. How I motivate. the analytics. This video has gotten 16,583 views since it was published. Okay? Which was 7 days ago. Watch time hours is 142.8. I've only added 21 subscribers to this one. Average view duration, 31 seconds. %21 of viewers are still watching at around the 30-second mark, which is typical. So it's not like I'm getting a ton of people. And again, that's people that if you watch it, say you watch it for, it's 17 minutes long. You watch it for 17 minutes, right? Let's say you watch it for 16 minutes, make my math easier. And then somebody watches it for 1 second. Now my average for the two of those is 8 minutes, not 16 minutes. So you get a lot of people who just click and then run out, click, run out. So that's what really crushes it. But again, each person is doing a half a minute. And I've had 16,000 views. I've had 142.8 hour watch hours on this because of yeah, so that's Chaz says it's weird because you're breaking a lot of rules. You're mixing shorts with longer videos and you're mixing video types. Some are coffee, some are reviews, some are book advice. I mean, I'm not breaking rules. I'm just doing my thing, and I'm branding my thing. So most of the people I talk to, most of the people that I watch their videos say, show some personality. Every video doesn't have to be about how I make $1 million type of thing. So originally I wasn't going to do the coffee videos anymore, but I'm like, you know what? I'm actually bringing in a lot of people looking at the numbers. I'm actually bringing in a lot of subscribers that are just watching those shorts. And while the shorts aren't giving me, they don't give me hours, they don't give me anything like that. And then there won't be ads on them because they're not long enough. The shorts are still bringing in subscribers. So it's not hurting me any. It's not like any problems there. And then my video, my book reviews, movie reviews, TV reviews are all horror or thriller stuff. So I'm trying to the only thing way out is the coffee ones, but I'm talking about what I'm doing. Hey, I'm going to be writing today or whatever. So they're still kind of in brand. Charlie says it tells you the average. Yes, so my average is 31 seconds of the 17 and a half. Oh, good. The landscapers are here. They're going to do the edging real quick. They're going to blow off. They're going to make a lot of noise. I got the dog home with me today because my wife went to, what do you call it? So went to lunch with her aunt. So I'm sure she's going to bark her fucking head off now. So get ready for that. Right, he says, I got to run. Have a great stream and good luck in getting more hours. It's been lovely. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Hope to see you many more times. Probably some watch a few seconds and some watch the whole thing. Exactly. So if you watch the whole thing, but then somebody else watches 1 second, then my average of those two people is 8 minutes instead of 16, 17 minutes. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The reason I'm saying that is the extras to tell you not to post shorts if you want viewers for long content and don't mix stuff. Stay in one lane and make your channel about that. That's not what I'm seeing. The writers, now you might be talking about in general, like finance or whatever. All the ones that I followed that are specifically writers, they all do short videos as well. They're doing review videos. They're doing unboxing videos. They're doing, here's my latest book, 2-minute videos. So the writers are mixing it up. Those are the people I'm looking for. I'm not looking for hot chicks with giant boobs that are doing this, because they're going to make $1 billion because they have giant boobs. You're clearly getting subs of what you're doing, right? Because I'm not doing this is how you do YouTube. I'm not watching those. This is how YouTube has to work. I'm watching the people who are making this work, writers that are doing this. So those are the ones that I'm mimicking. I'm enjoying myself. Oh, I guess because we've had rain, I guess there's just enough that he's going to mow now. Man, Alice is going to go nuts. Robert Chash shooting the house. My favorite Canadian of all time, except for Russ Dwarf from Killer Dwarfs. Hey man, in the unlikely event you may be interested, I posted on my fan group today a deal on cover design packages from 100 covers. They did my last few covers. Good people to work with. Chaz says, I'm enjoying yourself too. Oh, nice. So if anybody's interested in covers, there's the code. And I'm down to crumbs. I can see how fat I am. So good. So good. Chet, Robert, I also just noticed your Alpha Flight comic on the wall. Excellent choice. Alpha Flight is my. Oh, the dog's. She's on the move. She's wondering what's going on out there. She can start barking. Alpha Flight is my favorite superhero comic of all time. I was 13 when that first issue came out. Collected it ever since. I have the complete run of Alpha Flight and then all the Omega Flight and all the other ones they did over the years. And Conan the Barbarian. All the Marvel stuff. Rich, I stopped collecting, but I pick up a graphic novel sometimes. I shall bequeath my entire comic collection to my children. They won't care. Exactly. All of this crap. We have a thousand Funko Pops in this house, and we haven't collected in like 3 years. We still got like 1,000. They don't care. They literally don't care about any of this stuff. I stopped collecting too. I don't. Once my dad passed away, I was like, it's just, what do I need all this stuff for? Nobody cares. I have a ton of Marvel Funko Pops. I got to start putting them up on eBay or something. Let's get rid of them. For a little while, I did I forget what the name of it, Marvel Universe or something, whatever it's called. The website for like $10 a month, and you can read not every Marvel comic, but most Marvel comics. And like, there's certain ones that, like, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, all of them are up. So that was neat, going back and like reading, like, I'm gonna read like 300 issues of X-Men, that kind of stuff. Ooh. I'm amazed this dog is not going barking her head off. Amazed. Wow, how can a comic store survive that? Yeah, so they don't put the last, like, say 3 months of issues up, but they're basically scanning in like all of the, and not every one. Like Conan, Marvel Conan's, even when they did the second run of them, were never up on that website. And you're probably not. At this point, you're probably not buying, Amazing Fantasy with Spider-Man. You're probably not going to go out and buy that and then open it up and read it. Let me know if you have any Twin Peaks or Shining Funkos you want to get. I definitely do not. Those were not things we collected. Literally at this point, anything that you liked, I probably don't collect. Some prefer comics as digital comics because the art is better and you can go panel by panel. Well, that was the I had to figure out the, what do you call it, the sizing on them, because I have a pretty big monitor, my main monitor, but I had to do it where um, I could blow it up and I can literally move and see each panel. And man, those old ones had some great artwork, and you get into the panel, which is really neat. I think, you know what I want to read? All the Punisher. I'm gonna start with all the Punisher. The, what was it? 12 book series, 12 issue. Start on and all the. I have Hulk 180, Hulk 181, the first appearances of Wolverine, but I've never opened them up to read them. So I'm like, now I can read them. They also have a lot of comics in there that are not complete runs. Like there's some, like they have all the Chris Claremont X-Men, but some of the ones before that are still not scanned in yet. So they give you just enough to keep you paying $10 a month, but they're not giving you everything. And again, they're not giving you the last 3 or 4 months. So if you're like maybe not a collector, but you're a reader and you want to know what's happening now, but yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think actually I have four long boxes in the closet of comics, and I think at some point I'm gonna go through them and just sell all of it because I don't need it. She's walking. The dog's walking around very confused, but she's not barking or anything, which is awesome. I love Marvel, but when I collected, I bought a lot of smaller imprints like Dark Horse. Yeah, I was a Marvel guy, not a DC guy at all. Not a fan of DC, even as a kid. The problem for me was as a kid is 6, 7 years old when I want comic books and Superman or Batman are on like issue 587 or something ridiculous, and I'm like, I don't want this. Like Animal Man. I only like Batman from DC. I was never a Batman fan or Superman fan. Not that I hated them, but I never read the comics. I have a bunch of them. You buy collections and whatnot, but it's all 70s and 80s Marvel for me. Like Daredevil, man, I love reading Daredevil back on Captain America. Love reading Captain America. I still got not complete runs, but I got huge blocks of, maybe like 60 or 70 issues or more that I bought every week. As I finished a page, got to run, kill them words, slay them plots. Thanks for popping in, Robert. Appreciate it. Finding it hard to concentrate with these guys making so much darn noise out there. Darn them. I know, strong language. I probably won't immediately do your the book review for you, Chad, but it will should hit today. Hmm. All right, I got nothing. I want to finish this chapter, but I don't even know what these people are doing at this point. Where are we? We're a little over an hour. I want to take this time to thank everyone for watching, for subscribing, for watching multiple videos. Appreciate that. And yeah, is what it is. This guy's wrapping up now. Finally, they actually had to work today. My wife did like a monthly plan with them because they also do her mother's house, and her mother's like on like 3 acres. So she did a deal for both houses. And during the winter, they come out every other week. And if the grass doesn't need a cut or anything, they literally will just do they'll do the edging and then they'll blow it out. And then once we get back to every week, they're cutting the grass during the summer and whatnot, which is fine. But I guess they got another job around the corner because the one guy, like right now, he's getting in, close everything up. He'll drive away, and then the one kid will stay behind and blow everything off, and then he walks down the block. Very, very exciting. I know. Very exciting. 80 degrees out right now. No, thank you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I might wrap this up. I'm getting tired. I don't really want to write. We did a little over an hour, so I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. You guys all seem like you're busy doing crap. I'm doing nothing. I don't want to sit here anymore. Um, so I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is April Fools, which is dumb. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll lean into that tomorrow. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate it. All right, Keith. Will you and get back to work? Do something productive for the country. See you tomorrow. See everybody tomorrow.